Welcome in. Back with another show with your boy T Will, and we got a little bit to talk about, maybe a lot of bit to talk about, but yeah, you back with your boy T Will, real sports talk with T Will. We got a few topics we're gonna talk about today, and as always, if you like the content stuff that I put out here, like the video, share the video, subscribe if you like. But we're gonna go ahead and get down into this. The Panthers versus Buccaneers happened today. Buccaneers beat the Panthers 16-14. Um, when you look at this game, it was bad weather, kind of sloppy, things like that. Uh, you have Baker Mayfield go 16 for 22, one TD, one INT. On the other hand, you have Bryce Young go for 24 for 35, two TDs, one INT. Um, and it says that I didn't even realize this. It said Dowdell ran 7 carries for 10 yards. Wow. Wow. I didn't realize. I thought he ran for more than that, but 10 yards, that's crazy. Bucky Irvin, 26 carry for 85 yards. Ted McMillan, 4 receptions for 85 yards. And Cade Otton, 7 receptions for 94 yards. As you watch this game, you realize that both of these teams struggle to move the ball. Um, and even though they're battling for the top of the division, it seems like this is the weakest division in the NFL right now. And for some reason, a lot of years, this division ends up being one of the weakest. It seems like they always get a home playoff game and they're eliminated in the first round after the first game. Um, and I believe Tampa Bay's been the one that's been winning. I don't really think you've seen a very dominant team from this division since I guess when Tom Brady was still playing on the Bucks and they won the Super Bowl. And then after that, you got to go back to like Cam's Panthers and Drew Brees Saints. But I thought Baker has had a good start off to the season. He was MVP candidate, and then Mike Evans went down, and then I know Abuka got banged up a little bit, and then you started to notice that this team was struggling. Baker was struggling with his turnovers. I believe he has like 20 something turnovers or something like that. I don't know, but he got a lot. Even though he throws the ball well, he turned it over, and I thought the game where they was really turning it on when they was playing against Buffalo in Buffalo, and I was like, man, these guys got running back and I never heard before. He was pretty good, and Baker and them they was competing. Inevitably, that was the peak of their season where I think they was playing the best in that game. And after that game, and I can't remember if they won or lost that game. I think they lost it, but it seems like they've been playing average. Their defense used to be solid, not as solid as it used to be. And I think the Buccaneers benefited off a lot of calls today. A phantom pass interference call when McMillan had a big play on a third down in their territory that got called back. Then they had a crazy pass interference call happen. Then they had like I think it was like a lateral pass or something. They said that it was out of bounds, and it just seemed like not only was the weather bad for the Panthers, but it seemed like the calls did not go their way. And even if you are a Bucks fan, you have to say that some of those calls were quite questionable. Um, but whoever they face in the first round, it's going to be a tough task for them to be able to beat that team because even the teams that are going to be wild card teams in the NFC are pretty dang good. And one thing they can do is they can score more than 16 points or 14 points. So, and especially the teams that are coming from the West, you got the Rams, the Niners, and the Seahawks, but the Seahawks won today, so they're gonna get a bye. But all those teams are tough. They tough. So very interesting game, but also kind of a dry, boring game. Uh Even though with the weather and everything like that, the play just wasn't high. Low scoring game, but Both of these teams struggle. I thought Bryce Young was going to be able to step it up this year and step up his play and be a better quarterback and show, why he was a top pick coming out of Alabama. They gave him some weapons this year, running back, couple new receivers, but now it's just seeming like he's not progressing as if some of us thought highly of him, because I did. I mean, I remember I saw him in person. When Alabama came to Texas and played uh, at DKR down in Austin, and I actually got to see him up close and personal. But he's like 5'9", and I thought, from what I seen, the toughness that I saw from Bryce, the resilience, the competitive nature that he had, and he's very intelligent. I thought that he would be better than what he is right now. And it just seems like maybe he doesn't have the confidence that he should have. At least I thought he had when he was at Alabama. But out of all the quarterbacks I expected to fail, I did not expect Bryce to like not be like a top quarterback in the league. I thought he had it, man. I thought he had it, but I didn't think the height was gonna matter. I thought that he was tough. He took hits, stepped up in the pocket, made great throws, and he thought he was one of those tough kids coming out of California. But I mean, I don't know. Maybe when he had got benched and he came back, maybe he lost a little confidence, and maybe he's not playing freely like he did before that happened. And he probably kind of feel like he got to worry about his 5th-year option coming up and stuff like that. But they're saying the Panthers are gonna pick that up. But man, I was really rooting for this kid. I thought he was gonna do big things. But hey, man, uh, sometimes you might need to change the scenery. Maybe Carolina isn't the place for him. Uh, but we'll see. Hopefully he gets it together. But either way it goes, whether it's the Panthers or the Bucks, whoever wins this division, if they win their first round game, I would be very surprised. All right, next up, San Francisco 49ers versus the Seattle Seahawks. Now, this was even though it wasn't a high scoring game, it was very interesting. You could tell that the level of play in this game was way different than the game of the Panthers and the Bucks. You could tell that these defenses were flying around, hitting hard, high level offense. Um, and then that Ohio State boy, Jackson Smith, the Jigma, man, he is good. And I was wondering why some teams had passed on him in the draft, because I can't remember exactly where he went. But man, all the teams that had a chance to draft him now, I bet you they wish they drafted him now, because he's probably a couple of yards short of 1800, and 1800 is crazy work for a receiver, and he's not like Calvin Johnson size. He's not like a To size or nothing like that. But the kid is quick. He knows how to play, and it's just amazing to watch him run his routes, stop on a dime, make the catch, get the ball upfield. He is what you want in a wide receiver. Um, Trying to pull up the stats for this game. Uh, but even today, he had what, 6 receptions, 84 yards, which is kind of low for him because he be averaging like over 100 a game. Um, Darnold was 20 for 26, 198 yards, no picks, no TDs. Purdy was 19 for 27 for 127 yards. Ooh, and one INT. But the INT, I don't know if I can necessarily call it on Purdy, because number one, he was getting hit. He still got the ball to McCaffrey. McCaffrey seemed to get the ball in his hands, and then he took his eyes off the ball and tried to go upfield, and the linebacker was right there on him, and he ended up making a pick. But really good there. Really good. Let's see. We got Jaron Reed. He had 1 sack for the Seahawks. Bethune had 1 sack for the Niners. But when you look at the game, the Seahawks had 361 total yards of offense. Man. And the Niners only had 173. So that lets you know how high quality of a defense San Francisco has. And I remember when McDonald was at Michigan coaching for us, our defense was top notch. Same thing when he left and Minner came and he ran our defense. It was top notch. Um, and you notice both of those guys. He went to Baltimore for 1 year as a D coordinator. Their defense was top notch. Then he goes to Seattle to be a head coach. Their defense is top notch. So it's kind of a trend going on here to let you know that Mike McDonald, he knows how to coach defense. Same thing with Jesse Minter. He left Michigan. Now he's coaching with Jim Harbaugh and the Chargers in LA, and they got a top defense. So I mean, these guys know defense, and you need good offense, but you also need a good defense. And when you seen San Francisco play against Chicago last week, they offense looked completely different this week. It's like last week, and they were scoring at will. Purdy was dancing, doing his little shake. He was running. He was throwing for touchdowns. I think he had two running touchdowns in that game. So it's just like, man, like he getting off. I believe he had 5 total TDs in this game. And this game he comes in against Seattle and he looks subpar. So, they had the one turnover. Here's the key. Seattle Seahawks had 23 first downs. 23 to San Francisco's 9. Once again, Seattle had 23 first downs and the Niners had 9 first downs. That is a big, big deal, man. Big, big deal. Um, Look at the penalties: 5 for 25 for Seattle, 3 for 31 for San Francisco. Here's another big thing: you got to pay attention. The numbers pretty much tell you how the game went. You got 23 first downs. Seattle was 6 for 13 on third down. San Francisco was 2 for 9 on third down, and they were 0 for 2 on fourth down. And in the red zone, both of these teams, and then this is something that Seattle's going to have to clean up because it might bite them in the playoffs. They was 0 for 3 in the red zone, and the Niners was 0 for 1 in the red zone. And then time of possession, Seattle pretty much almost had the ball for 40 minutes compared to San Francisco's 22. That's the game. You control the clock, you move the ball, you move the chains. 23 first downs, you moving the chains. 361 yards of total offense, you moving it. So I was pretty impressed, with the Seattle Seahawks how they move the ball this game. I thought San Francisco was gonna come out firing, especially last week after you seen how they played against the Bears. And San Francisco got some things to work on. They got major problems at the left tackle position if they do not get Trent Williams back because man, Purdy was getting man, he was getting hit. He was taking some hits. As soon as they hiked the ball, they was like right there in the face. So um, we're gonna have to see. We're gonna have to see. But all in all, the Seattle Seahawks was very, very impressive. Sam Darnold gets a big win, and a lot of people thought that Sam Darnold was gonna choke and throw interceptions, but he didn't. He didn't. He moved the ball. He got outside the pocket when he needed to make the throws downfield. And specifically one play, the line of scrimmage broke down. He rolled out to his right. He threw a nice little dot to Cooper Cup, first down. And when they got inside the red zone that time, it was pretty much game over. And Seattle's kicker, he better fix himself because he missed a couple field goals. And the coach was looking like, man, I should have just went for it if I knew you was gonna hit the goalpost like this or miss a field goal. Because in the playoffs, when you miss field goals, everybody feels it, even the fans in the stands. Everything is up a notch. So hopefully he goes sees a sports medicine concentration counselor or something like that, so he can get his mind right because he need to lock in. He need to lock in. But all in all, Seahawks impressed me. They got the AFC West title, number 1 seed, and everybody gonna have to go to Seattle and go up there in that rainy ass Washington, loud ass stadium and try to win the game. Good luck to you. Next up, there was rumors. And they was talking about The Browns head coach is likely going to be coaching his last game. If you follow me, you follow my channel. I said the guy should have been fired a long time ago, especially the way that he handled the quarterback position in the preseason and mini camp, OTAs, everything like that. He seemed like he was gonna go down the way he wanted to go down. He had his favorite quarterback that he wanted to play, and he realized that that quarterback wasn't that good. Uh, Everybody around him knew that that quarterback wasn't that good. Even the people that went to the practice in the summertime and they watched him play, they told you that he wasn't that good. Now, I stand on what I stand on, believing that I think that Shador was the best option on that team from the beginning, not in the middle of the season, but from the beginning. Tomorrow they have a game against the Bengals. Depending on how that game go, they gonna keep on talking about they need to draft a quarterback and this and blah 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 blah. But I never really knew that Cleveland media was like that negative until I actually started like paying attention to them because Shador went there. Those people are very, very, very negative. They have nothing good to say. They complain and they act like they used to be the Patriots and they was never the Patriots, like ever. Um, or even the Cowboys or even the Steelers. Like those fans would actually have something to complain about. But when you look at the Cleveland Browns history, number one, you lost your team. The Baltimore inherited the actual Browns. This is an expansion team. And then since they came back, they have done absolutely nothing. And when you look at that, you go and wonder, like, what makes these media people in Cleveland think that they know anything about football? Because if you've been watching the football that y'all been playing, it's losing. It's losing football. So it'll be interesting to see people who are Shador fans. We rooting for him and everything like that. But if he has to get up out of there, fine. We're done arguing about it. We're done talking about it. Y'all gonna make whatever decision y'all gonna make. Make no mistake. When you make this decision, you're gonna have to eat it. Because if you get rid of Shador and he ends up going somewhere where he actually has somebody that can coach him up the way he needs to be coached up and call the plays and get some receivers around him and actually support the kid, then you're gonna have a pretty good football player because I believe he is. Now, if they end up drafting Dante Moore or Fernando Mendoza, it's gonna be the same thing all over again. And I wish Cleveland fans good luck. That's all I got with that because that has been exhausting all year long. And from the beginning, Shador should have been starting. He would have been progressed. He would have been better than he is right now. And you would have a for sure seasoned second year player coming in with, being able to be more advanced and being used to seeing everything that he's seeing because he's only seeing it for the first time now. But if you would have got him in there earlier, y'all record probably couldn't even have been better. But hey, you live and you learn, I guess. Next up, the final foe of the CFP. Now, this is interesting because listen, I know you see the Michigan, you know what I'm saying? I know we got our behind whoop, but still go blue. You know what I'm saying? It don't matter with me. Still go blue. But we got our butt whooped by Texas. I take it. Take that one on the chin. It is what it is. But if you're a fan of your team, you're a fan of your team. This game right here is very interesting. You got the former Georgia quarterback Carson Beck leading the Miami Hurricanes to the Fiesta Bowl against Mr. Trinidad Chambliss from Grand Rapids, Michigan. Once again, he played at Ferris State in Michigan, another Michigan kid, uh, former two-time state or college champ with Ferris State, national champion two-time, um, and now he's playing for Ole Miss, and he got them one game away from the championship. Now, I'm rooting for both of these guys because Carson Beck, I think he got a raw deal in Georgia. I thought he was a great player, but when his arm got snapped back and he got injured, it seemed like everybody just turned on him. So I'm rooting for the kid. It was a very, very impressive win against Ohio State, because that Ohio State team, they got some dogs on there. But I did not know. I watched Miami a couple times. I think I watched the Miami Louisville game, but they lost that game. And then I watched the Miami Notre Dame game at the beginning of the season, and I thought they was gonna be like legit. But I guess they had to go through their growing pains to get things together, stuff like that. But yeah, that Massador and Bain is like, they is some monsters on that D line, monsters on that D line. Um, and I don't know how Ole Miss plan to handle that pressure, what they gonna do. And then Miami DBs, they be cracking skulls, boy. They be cracking, they be hitting out there. So it's gonna be a very, very interesting game. You got a great offensive team versus a great defensive team. If I had to compare offenses, I would say Ole Miss offense is better. Um, but if I had to compare defenses, I would say Miami's defense is better. So this game could go either way. Um, but yeah, man, I'm just rooting for both of these guys. I don't know who's gonna win this game. It could be a low scoring game. It could be a blowout. We don't know. But depending on who can put the most points on the board and get the stops on the defensive side, it's gonna be a wrap. And Ole Miss cannot get down to this Miami team where they got to pass the ball, because these pass rushers, they be coming and they do not come out the game. So the Fiesta Bowl, University of Miami versus Ole Miss, we gonna see. We gonna see. Next up, we got Oregon and Indiana. Okay. Now I watched their first game. That game could have went either way. So this game really should be a 50-50 game, because number one, Oregon defense can hit and get physical, and Indiana can hit and get physical. I think both of their offenses is about the same. This is probably one of the most even games you're going to be able to get right now, where you can say this truly is 50-50. And I know what Indiana did against Alabama. I know, trust me. But Dan Lanning coaches his team to be physical, just like Signetti coaches his team to be physical. And whoever is able to outlast the physical body blows and stuff that they're going to have each and every play, in and out and in and out, that is going to be the key to this game. And you best believe that Oregon remembers that they came into their house and beat them. So they already got a chip on their shoulder. Okay. They got a chip on their shoulder because they know they lost at home and they felt that they should have won that game. But Indiana is coming because they hungry. They want to prove the nation wrong. They want to prove the naysayers wrong. But to me, they already proved them wrong. Just alone on the A whooping that they gave the Alabama Crimson Tide should let you know that this Indiana Hoosiers team is not the former Indiana Hoosiers of old. This is a real football team. But whoever controls the line of scrimmage and whoever runs the ball the best is gonna win this game. And I believe the way that Coach Signetti be thinking and what he be preaching in that locker room is to be physical, be smart, and play fast and play to the whistle. Hey man, both of those running backs for Indiana gonna be tough to stop because that O line is road grading. They road grading. If they can do that to Alabama's offensive line, they got a lot of confidence now. They done beat a team that is traditionally one of the greatest programs in college football history, no doubt in Alabama. That um, those type of wins give you confidence, and when you get confidence like that as a player, and you believe you can't be stopped, and you just hungry and you want it more and you want it more, that's what leads teams to championships, and I believe they can do that. So if you're asking me, I'm gonna pick Indiana to win this game, but hey, I wouldn't be surprised if Oregon win, but I'm gonna pick Indiana. Next up, the new coach of the Michigan Wolverines, Mr. Kyle Whittingham, formerly the Utah Utes coach for about 21 years. And I've been following him because I normally watch, when I'm not watching Michigan football, I watch Colorado football. and I watched the Colorado games. I watched Utah games. I also like to watch Utah versus BYU. That is a very, very interesting game. I watched Utah versus Texas Tech, and I can tell you something. This coach is the real deal. This coach is the real deal, man. And I don't know how they did it because he was supposed to be retiring. I don't know how they did it. I don't know what they, how they convinced him to come out of retirement. Because I thought when he said he was done, like he was done, because he seemed like a guy that done put in his work. He has a resume. He has a Hall of Fame resume, and I was surprised that they was able to get him because I didn't know who we was going to get after all the turmoil and stuff that we had going on with the past coach. But he's going to be a guy that sets a culture and sets the standards for the program to be able to make us be the Michigan of old. And the Michigan of old is what I'm talking about. It's not just Jim Harbaugh. I'm talking about Lloyd Carr, Bo Schembechler. Specifically, when I was growing up, it was Lloyd Carr. So we didn't have nonsense going on at the school. We didn't have crazy stuff happening and all the stuff that's been going on. When you coach at Michigan, you gotta coach with honor and respect, and that's what we expect at our school. And both Schembechler and Lloyd Carr, they exemplified that. Even Jim Harbaugh, um, but Lloyd and and Bo are like the staples of what we should be. And I'm very impressed on this hire, and I can't wait to see, and I'm excited to see moving forward what he's able to do for the program and who he brings in and the kind of players he brings in and everything like that. But it looks like the future is going to be bright, and this is the kind of coach we need to make our program stable and keep it healthy because that's what you need. You got money, you got resources, you got everything else you need. Just manage it and make sure you take care of it, and you'll be good to go. Next up, the transfer, or we gonna keep transferring portal. Man, this junk is crazy. You got Brendan Sorsby, Cam Coleman, Sam Levitt. I don't even know how to pronounce this dude name. It's Mi from Wake Forest, so I'm just gonna leave it at that. Isaac Brown, Louisville, Drew Mestamaker, Coy Parrish, JHD. He probably going to Michigan. I can guarantee he going to Michigan. He a former Utah player. He going to Michigan. Chaz Coleman and Jaden Woods. Those are the top ones according to ESPN. Now I'm gonna tell you something. This transfer portal is very crazy this year. Last year it was kind of crazy, but not like this. This year it's crazy, crazy. Um, it's crazy because Sam Levitt, he played in Michigan State. He wasn't even that good, but all of a sudden he get to Arizona State and he's a baller. That's what lets you know coaching and who you got coaching you. It really, really matters because he went to Arizona and he was lighting it up. And then we got Drew Mestamaker. I believe this kid was a true freshman balling out at North Texas. He was balling, balling. Yeah, he was balling, balling, balling. But yeah, I don't know what you guys think, but this transfer portal is really popping this year. Uh, right now it says, and those rankings are according to ESPN, but I don't know if I always trust ESPN, especially with stuff like this. Um, but I'm gonna show you what I look at for my info, and these guys can be wrong too. So don't hold my feet to the fire on this one. Uh, let me show you guys what I'm looking at. Okay. All right. It says that Brendan Sorsby is going 100% to LSU, which is very, very interesting. Brendan Sorsby is going to go to LSU. Okay. Okay. Sam Levitt, he doesn't have a destination yet. And these are the top players according to 247. These is who I normally go to. I know some people go to On Three, they go to Rivals, whatever, but most of the time when I'm looking at 247, they're normally correct. Um, Drew Mestamaker is saying he's committed to Oklahoma State. Wow. Okay. So he went from North Texas to OSU. That's not a bad jump. That's a story program. Des Bryant. Okay, Cam Coleman is not saying that he's committing to anybody. Chaz Coleman, he not committing to nobody. Mateen, nobody. Jaden Woods, Coy Parrish, and then the former Colorado Buffalo, Amarion Miller. Um, a lot of people say he's gonna go to LSU because he's from Louisiana, but we don't know. Uh, what else we got here? DeAndre Moore. They said that Colorado was looking at him, but once again, we don't know. It'd be nice if y'all could keep Omarion and add DeAndre Moore. Y'all would be nasty. Uh, DJ Lagway. He was supposed to be one of the best quarterbacks coming out of high school going to Florida, but obviously it didn't work out. Dylan Rayola, aka the Patrick Mahomes impersonator. Oh, it'd be funny if he go to Texas Tech and try to wear 15 and look like Patrick Mahomes. Deuce Knight. This is the same dude that said that he wanted to wear Cam Newton's number and you in the portal? Hell no. Nah. Reed Harris. I don't watch a lot of Boston College, so I don't know about him. Isaac Brown. I saw him. He going to Texas? Oh, shit. Caleb Hawkins from North Texas. So Mestamaker and Hawkins is going to OSU. Damn, OSU kind of low-key doing work. Oklahoma State. Byron Brown, the running quarterback from South Florida, says he's 100% going to Auburn University. So that's probably why dude's leaving then. Okay, that makes sense. So they just trade in schools. Carius Kern, LSU, no decision. Devin Tompkins, no decision. Darren Gill Jr., no decision. This guy, no decision. Andrew Spray, damn, not hurt. Michigan, transfer portal. Nick Marsh, no. Rocco Beck. Rocco Beck going to Penn State. Ooh. This is a little bit different than Iowa State, buddy. I'll tell you that right now. And then my man's Luke Reynolds, he leaving Penn State and going to Virginia Tech with James Franklin. Man, these kids is crazy. But I understand. See, this is something that I really understand. He committed to Penn State because he wanted to play for James Franklin, and then he goes to Virginia Tech to still play for James Franklin. That make a lot of sense. No problems with that. But it's a lot of 4 stars in here, and some of these guys didn't even play, so you don't really know if these guys are 4 stars. Just because it says that they're 4 stars, it does not mean that they are 4 stars. Trust me. Benjamin Brahmer, he's a decent tight end from Iowa State, and he going to Penn State. And guess what? The reason he's doing that is because Matt Campbell was coach at Iowa State, and he's going to go with his coach. Makes perfect sense. Josh Hoover. Oh my God, Kirk Signetti is killing it. What? Okay, so listen, guys. He's getting Josh Hoover to come in and be quarterback next year. That's crazy. He does not miss. Josh Hoover is a very underrated quarterback. He's good. Wow. See, Kirk Sig, he just lighting it up, baby. He is not playing. Austin Simmons was the guy that was supposed to start for Ole Miss, and Trinidad took his place. He's going from Ole Miss to Missouri. Y'all just crossing state lines. Okay. And I believe this John Henry Daly right here, he going to end up going to Michigan. We're going to check back in a couple of days, and I'm going to let y'all know. Ethan Grunkmeyer, he was recruited by James Franklin of Penn State. That's probably why he's leaving. Man, and then this Eugene Wilson, he's a really good wide receiver. Quintravion Wisner, very good running back out of Texas. I haven't seen this guy. I haven't watched a lot of Cal because they come on late at night. Chase Hendricks, Wyatt Young, Nora Carter, Jay Crawford, Smith Snowden. Oh, he's a decent cornerback. I remember they used to talk about this kid, Boo Carter, when he was a 5-star coming out. And he leaving Tennessee. And see, man, this is what I don't understand. How is Lane Kiffin going to Ole Miss? Kurt Signetti is going to Indiana. You got all this money at Tennessee, and y'all ain't won a damn national championship since Peerless Price and T. Martin. That don't make no damn sense. You got one of the biggest stadiums in the country. You got one of the biggest fan bases in the country, but you cannot produce a national championship at Tennessee. That should be criminal. Tennessee should be winning. They should be. This is very confusing to me. Tennessee should be winning. I remember seeing T. Martin. I remember seeing Peerless Price and all of them, Peyton Manning and all of them. Tennessee hasn't been nothing for a minute, man. This is crazy. This looks like they just living off of their old years of their popularity, but they have money, they have resources, they got facilities, they got the stadium, they got nice colors, they got Nike clothes. I don't know what be going on with Tennessee, man. That is one of the most confusing SEC jobs that I don't understand why they don't compete for a national championship like all the time. Chase Soul, another Iowa State kid, he probably gonna go to Penn State. And see, Florida State, they is jacking up. You got somebody coming from the fucking University of Louisiana Lafayette to Florida State. And I believe Florida State, they losing like 40-something players. I'm gonna have to go and check on that, but we gonna see. And see, Rayola's leaving Nebraska, but this guy's going from Notre Dame to Nebraska. So this looks like this is Rayola's replacement here. This Mr. Kenny Minchie. I don't know much about him, but looks like he's going to Nebraska to replace Dylan Rayola. So even if he wanted to come back, his spot is gone. Gone. Your spot gone. It's crazy though. Park and Livingstone, you was at Texas. Man, Texas is a place that you just shouldn't leave, brother. Arch had you on TV. Where you gonna go after you leave Texas? That's crazy. And then Florida State, they losing a lot of players. So is Auburn. Let's see if we can find any more commits, and I'm gonna get y'all out of here because I'm just very, very. And then we losing players too. Look, he's new. I didn't even see him on there. Okay. All right, Kyle, we got some work to do. Eno Etta. That's crazy because this guy even transfers on College Football 26. It's crazy like how some of the players that's actually in the portal, they transfer in real life. That's kind of funny. Let's see here. No other commits. Oh, LaFowl from Texas is going from Texas to BYU. LaFowl, that's that Islander connection. Walker Lyons going from SC to BYU. Damn, BYU kind of eating a little bit already. Alabama receiver Jalen Mbakwe is going from Alabama to Ole Miss. Another Iowa State player going for Iowa State to Penn State. Okay. All right. Georgia Tech player to Florida. That's crazy. OSU to TCU. Ohio, dang, he going from King Holtz. Oh, he gonna be the starter. He going from Ohio State to Louisville. He definitely gonna have a chance to be a starter. Okay, this looks like Sam Levitt's replacement. We got Cutter Boley going from Kentucky to Arizona State. See if we got some more commitments. Man, Kirk Signetti eating while he in the playoff. Another commit? Boston College, Turbo Richard from Boston College to IU. Hey, some of these guys that I don't know, tell me if you guys know who they are. And so I can look them up and see some more stuff about them. Does anybody know about Turbo Richard? I never seen him play before. Carson Hansen, Iowa State to Penn State. Man. And then I'm going to show y'all some more stuff. Like, like how many players some of these schools got in the portal. Let's see here. Let's just go to Florida State. They got 26 outgoing transfers and they got one incoming transfer. And they losing 4-star, 3-star, 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 damn, 3-star, 3-star, 4-star, 3-star, 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 4-star, 3-star, 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 3 stars, 3 stars. Now, I don't want people to get this confused. Some people that are 3 stars are actually better than 3 stars. They can be a 3 to 4 or even 5-star. They just underrated because they didn't get the same publicity as somebody that's actually a 5-star. In some cases, some 3 stars outperform 5 stars more than you actually realize. I just want y'all to keep that in mind. So even though these guys are 3 stars, this is a lot of players. Jeez, that's a lot of players, man. What happened to Florida State? What happened to Florida State, bruh? Let's see. Now, let's check on Mr. Lane Kiffin and the LSU Tigers. They got 22 players in the transfer portal. 22 players. Van Buren, Lindsey, Durham. That's a starting running back. People, Parker, that's a starting wide receiver. I think they got some starting tackles in here too. Starting tackle. I thought they had, okay, they got Kern. I thought they had another OT in there. Another offensive tackle. Michael Van Buren. Wasn't he just starting? Okay, Caden Durham is a tackle. These are top recruits leaving. Damn. Maybe they want to negotiate that bread. Uh, let's check out Auburn. Let's see how many players Auburn is losing. Damn, 33? Shit. Shit. They losing 33 players and they only got one incoming transfer. Now you can look at the high school class and everything like that, but these are grown men leaving. I mean, they've been hitting the weights for a couple of years. Their bodies is already transformed and ready for the college game. Everybody coming from high school ain't gonna be ready to go, and that's why a lot of people get confused. Is that just because you coming straight out of high school and you a 5-star that you're gonna be able to ball right away? Nope, that is not the case, player. That is not the case. Durrell Robinson, James Ash, Jackson Arnold is in the portal. Damn, that's a starting quarterback. So they got the starting quarterback, the other guy that used to be a top recruit. He in the portal. Oh, they got Byron Brown supposedly supposed to be coming. He was 100% prediction, but he wasn't actually a hard commit. So we'll see. But losing Cam Coleman, that is terrible. Oh man, they losing 3 quarterbacks. Ashton Daniels too. Amaris Williams. And then I believe they losing Falk because he going to the NFL. Damn, they losing Malcolm Simmons too? Oh, damn. Damn, Auburn. Ooh, this is bad. Y'all losing some good ass players. Oh nah, man. That's crazy work. Let's see. We're gonna check out a couple more schools and then I'm gonna get y'all out of here because I got some CFP 26 to play, and then I'm gonna get my little mini nap in and get ready for the football games tomorrow. Get this grill popping off, maybe. Penn State. Let's see how many Penn State got in the portal. Okay, they got 2 incoming transfers, but damn, they losing 31 players. Ooh, that's a lot of players for a Big Ten school, and this is a big program. And look, Virginia Tech, Virginia Tech, Virginia Tech. James Franklin ain't shit, man. He taking all the players. I wonder how. Okay, so right now, out of these 31 players, we already got 1 Virginia Tech, 2 Virginia Tech, 3 Virginia Tech. Let's see how many it is by the end of next week. It might be more than that, but they losing a lot of players too. Ooh, Matt Campbell got some work to do. I wonder if he just gonna try to insert all his Iowa State team over there. But man, when you get in them trenches in the Big Ten, it's a little bit different. I am very man. I can't wait till next football season. This is about to be crazy. Hold up. Let's see what else we got. Okay, we didn't check Penn State. So you saw that Penn State had over 30 transfers. Florida State had over 30 transfers. LSU had over 30 transfers. Um, that's a lot. That's a lot. Because let me give you all an example real quick. Let's see. Let's see what SC got. SC compared to those schools got 30. SC only got 15. And these are some big 15. 4-star, 4-star, 3-star, 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 4-star. Yeah. Yeah. These some dudes. Okay. But the number, just pay attention to the number. 15. Okay, you can deal with that. But 30, 31, 32, 33 players for a school that's that big is crazy. So this is what retention looks like in college football today. 15 players in the portal. So Lincoln Riley actually doing pretty damn good while people want to fire him. He looks like he's doing pretty damn good holding on to his talent. And he got the number one recruiting class coming in. So USC might be something to watch out for, guys. I'm just saying. Now Tennessee, they're not quite at 15 or at 30, they're at 21. So that's kind of in the middle. That's like warning sign, not danger, I would say. But they're losing some good players too. But like I said, man, I don't understand how Tennessee is not like always competing for a title or at least the SEC championship game, man, because this is for this school to be this story, this tradition, and resources, they should be winning. Okay, they got 21. That's not too bad. All right, now let's check out my school, the Wolverines. Like I said, 15, 16. That's a manageable number. 16, we got zero incoming transfers, but this is probably going to change in the beginning of the week. And I wouldn't be surprised once coach sit down and talk to some of these guys. They might come back, they might not. I don't know. But 16 is better than 30. That's what I'm getting to. USC has 16. Michigan has 16. I'm curious to see what Georgia has. And a lot of these dudes are starters too. So be interesting. But I ain't worried about that because we normally get people in no matter what that's ready to rock and roll. Let's check out our rival, also known as my mother's school. It's where she graduated from, Michigan State. They got 35 in the portal. Damn. That's a lot of players to replace. That's both sides of the ball. That's more than two teams that you put out there on the field for spring practice. Are you going to be able to spring practice without that? Not that many players? It's a lot of players. Damn. Mr. Fitzgerald has some work to do. Zero incoming transfers, 35 outgoing. That's not good. That's not good at all. And like I said, what was I telling y'all I wanted to check out? Georgia. Let's see in Indiana. I'm just curious. Let's look at Indiana. 6 transfers going out. That ain't shit, man. Kirk got his shit in lockstep. Now let's check out. Let me see if I can find Georgia. See if we got anybody from Georgia on here. Mm, 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 mm. Yeah, we gonna go. We gonna go to the SEC. Yeah, what the fuck? All right, this bullshit. Sometimes this fucking website be acting stupid. Got a whole lot of bugs. It should be crashing and reloading and shit. Look at this. Don't nobody want to fucking do that. All these damn ads. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay, so we got USC at 1, Alabama 2, Oregon 3, Notre Dame 4. Where's Georgia? Okay, there they go. 6. Mm. Oklahoma State is number 1 in the transfer portal right now. That ain't gonna last. That ain't gonna fucking last, man. That is Kentucky's number 1 right now. Man, whatever. Yeah, see, it's still early in the transfer portal window or whatever, but some of these dudes hit the portal today and committed today. When you see stuff like this lets you know that they've been talking to him before the school, before the season was even over. Like, how the fuck did you Cam Perry? He's going from Maryland to Colorado. These dudes just hopped in the portal and made a commitment on the same damn day. What? Oh yeah, yeah. They be talking. They be talking. This dude withdrew himself from the portal, which means they gave him enough money for him to stay. Okay. These kids is getting paid, brother. I'm curious to see how many Ohio State got in the portal. 15. See, I'm telling you, 15 is the number. 15 to 16. That's not bad though. Ohio State can go to sleep and wake up with 5-star recruits. And I'm saying this as a Michigan fan. They don't give a damn if you leaving. If you leaving Ohio State, then that means you can't play. That means you can't play unless you just don't like the coaches or something like that, or you feel you got a better opportunity somewhere else. Because Ohio State, they got 5 stars they could pull out of the crowd. That's one thing they do have over us. They recruiting is just like out of this world. It's just out of this world. It's hard to even keep up with that shit because it ain't even no point of looking at it because they got 5 and 4 stars just everywhere. Um, we do more of a team building thing. They do. We got the best players every year thing. So I'm not even a hater. I'm a man enough to admit that they recruit they ass off at Ohio State. They really do. Oregon, they only got 11 players in the portal. See, these are the programs that you know got their shit together. If you see 11 players, 16 players, you got your shit together. You got your shit together. When you only got that many in there, you got your shit together. Um, let's see here. I'm trying to see if I can see how many people Georgia got in the transfer portal. If it'll even fucking show that. 3-star, 3-star. They should have some fives. Oh, they got one 5-star. Baldwin Stone from Virginia. 6'3", 306. Damn, they be getting some big ass players. Mm-mm-mm. I'm trying to see. For some reason I can't get Georgia's fucking list because they don't even have people like in the portal like that. Like I'm trying to find. if they got like a top player in the portal, not even in the top 50. Kirby Smart, he run a really good program. Oh, this is a good one. Clemson. Let's see what they got. 11. All the crap that people be talking about, Dabo Sweeney. I'm trying to Georgia. Chris Jones, Daniel Harris, Jordan Thomas. He got 4 players in the portal. Now that's how you know Kirby got his shit on lock. 4 players? That ain't nothing. That's absolutely nothing. All right. All right, guys. That was just us just burning some time. Just showing y'all some of the stuff I'll be looking at when I'm looking at the transfer portal and stuff like that. Looking at teams, looking at how they improve their positions, who they going after, who committed, who's going where. Um, but in the meantime, like, share, subscribe, and let me know what you guys think about the content. You have a great rest of your night if you're sleeping or staying up late. Want to check something out, but y'all have a wonderful and blessed night, and I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.